Welcome to Acts of Awakening, a series of heartfelt conversations about the roles that we play, the masks that we wear, and the archetypes we embody. Acts of Awakening is a play place to unpack the moments in life that call us to change roles and dissolve masks, individuating us into the next version of ourselves. Together, we will explore the perspective of the cosmic play, inspiring soulful insights and a deeper understanding of the journey of becoming. Host Suri Sawyer is a certified death doula, Reiki healer, yoga guide, ancestral medicine practitioner, and multidimensional psychic. As a walking transmission, equal parts cosmic mirror, soul whisperer, and multidimensional midwife, she embodies the energy of a lucid dream, soft yet activating, grounded yet infinite. Suri weaves shadow and light without fear. Her essence feels like plant medicine incarnate. Her presence initiates recalibration and an invitation into introspection, remembrance, and sacred revolution. Now here's your host, Suri Sawyer.
Aloha, you delightful creatures of divine being. I'm Suri Sawyer, and it is a joy to have you here. Mish Shelley, thank you for being here. Let's see, Brenda, also thank you for being here. It is a joy to be hosting the show and to play with you all today. I want to start by why I'm wearing this hat at all. If you've noticed, I've never worn a hat on the show in my life. So my guest today is wearing her hat. She is a hat wearer. And I thought to myself, I should probably join her. Hello, Stephanie, my darling. And so once upon a time, I saw this like really sexy witch's hat online. And I thought to myself, I must have that. And it's hand-poked wool. So the hat is $80. To which I was like, oh, that's a little expensive for me. But I brought it up to a group of friends and they said, we'll all pitch in $10 and buy you your hat under one condition, that you wear it for every day for the month of July, because I wanted to buy this hat in June. So they were like, if we get you this hat, you have to wear it every day for the month of July. And I did. And I was the weirdo that went into Trader Joe's wearing a weird witch's hat. I went on walks by the lake in my weird witch's hat. People make comments all the time that it's very Gryffindor. It's the sorting hat. And I just think it's a really great hat. And I did wear it in Southern California in midsummer. So I will tell you, it's also very effective at blocking the sun. And so I will say, huzzah for the witch's hat. Please channel my son, says Robin. Robin, that's not necessarily my MO here. However, stay tuned, and the messages conveyed are most likely attuned to you indirectly. So let us proceed. You guys know the drill. I'm about to read you 2 archetypes, and inside the human collective psyche, there's a collective of archetypes, and we all have all of them. But in our individual lives, we play certain ones up and we play other ones down. And so I'm about to read you 2 archetypes, the creative and the mystic. And if you identify yourself as having these traits, be like, oh yeah, that's right, I have a creative. Oh, that's right, I have a mystic. Give them a name. Let me know what the names are. As well as you may observe that as I read these archetypes, you know someone who plays these roles. So let us get into the archetypical nature of reality. And here are the creative and the mystic. The creative archetype on its light side is about innovation self-expression, and bringing new ideas into the world. Innovation, expression, new ideas. On the shadow side of the creative, it's ego driven. It has a perfectionistic tendency, and it can also have the fear of being ordinary or irrelevant. The gift that the creative brings to the world is transformation and the gift of possibility, new adventures ahead. Our guest also embodies the mystic, and the mystic archetype in its light side seeks meaning, connection, and something greater. It also embodies inner truth. The shadow side of the mystic is escapism. I don't know if any of you can resonate with this, but finding the escape hatch and disassociating from life when things get hard. So that's part of the mystic archetype. The gift is wisdom, deep understanding of what really matters. And if you want to go deeper into any of these archetypes, you can always find me here and as well as online at surrysawyer.com. I would like to bring on my guest today. Her name is Alexa Shackelford, and I have had the pleasure of knowing her for many years. And she's an incredible creative and an incredible mystic. So I will read to you her bio now. Alexa Shackelford is a musician, somatic breathwork facilitator, and founder of Breath Back to You. Her work lives at the intersection of nervous system regulation, embodiment healing, and deep presence. With over 1,000 hours of facilitation experience, Alexa creates grounded, safe spaces where people can step out of their heads and back into their bodies. I wonder if any of you can resonate with that concept because it's so powerful. To get out of your head and back into your body. Our guest is well acquainted with the capacity to bring you there. Her sessions weave breath, music intuitively, using sound and vibration to support regulation, emotional release, and heart-opening spaces. Everything she offers is shaped by her healing journey. She guides from lived experience, not theory. And so with that, I would like to bring to the stage our delicious, delightful Alexa Shackelford, who is also wearing a hat.
I love it. We can have a hot hat contest. Thank you for the beautiful introduction, Suri.
Hello, my darling, sweet baby.
Hello, everybody. Oh, I just got such a giggle with the intro of how Suri is plant medicine incarnate, and I couldn't think of a better description for you.
You know what's really fun? I didn't write that dialogue. And when I received it back from the people that I asked to help me write it, I was like, do I accept that as my identity? And say it out loud and like let people hear it? Because I actually internally I feel like that's true. But am I gonna go public with that? I guess I am. So here we are.
I think you already have. It's already happened. It's happening.
We're living the experience for sure.
I will say that is how I describe you to a lot of people.
And for those watching, if you've not done plant medicines, it might not make a ton of sense. However, I have had this really funny experience of meeting people and engaging with them. And then after meeting me, they will do psilocybin or ayahuasca or jerema, and they'll call me and be like, oh my God, you make so much sense to me now. And I'm like, I know. It's a confusing amalgamation of reality. Like, okay, Alexa, I have a place in our interview where I want to begin. Number one, I want to say you can see the comments on the side, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Please feel free to start shouting people out and just say hello. So let's see. We have,
Hi, Mish,
see,
Benno, Rose. I see those people. Hi.
Benno from Oz. Hello, Benno from
Benno
Oz.
from Oz. That's an amazing name.
Oh, lady in the labyrinth. Okay, labyrinth creation. I got your name totally wrong last time, but like I'm so glad to see you back here again. Labyrinth creation. And then Amy Jones. Hello, baby girl. Rose Sullivan. Hi, baby.
Oh, welcome everybody. It's so nice to meet you.
So all that are watching, please feel free to engage with us and also ask Alexa questions because you guys make the interview more fun. So here's what I know about Alexa that you guys might not know. So here we go. I want to ask you about, since this is Acts of Awakening, I have back history on you, which is you were a Southern California girl, which I think is cool. We grew up literally in the same area code, 949, baby. And then you moved from Southern California, that 949 area code, all the way to Georgia under the impression that you were going to be an actress. And when you got there, there was an act of awakening, and what you thought was going to happen did not happen, and you totally redirected. So that's where I'd like to start. Will you please indulge us by telling us the story of becoming?
Absolutely, yeah. Oh man, that takes me back. It feels like two different lifetimes, like my lifetime as an actor and a filmmaker and just in the film industry. So honestly, my life until basically 28, in teenage years, adult life, I was like, I'm going to be in the film industry. I'm a storyteller. And it started off being in film production, behind the camera. And then I got in front of the camera with acting, writing, all the things. It was my life. It consumed me. It was what I lived for. And all of the choices I made were in pursuit of that. And so when I was in Los Angeles, I was having trouble getting auditions. And for those of you in the audience that don't know about the film industry, there's a lot of filming that happens in Atlanta, Georgia. So I made the strategic move to Atlanta to get more auditions, kind of just being a bigger fish in a smaller pond, and it worked. So I got a better agent, and all the doors just kind of opened for me to move to Georgia. So I left my entire life in LA. I sold everything. I had never even been to the state of Georgia. I was like, I'm going to move there. I hadn't even visited. I was like, all right, we'll just see how this goes. So I took a big leap of faith. And the reason was like, I'm going to be an actor, and then I'll come back to LA at some point. And after I booked a few roles, and I had a whole plan.
She's going to be a big star.
Yes. And behind the scenes of what was happening there, I was going to move there with my partner at the time. And then this was 2020. So he broke up with me March 8th. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to Georgia by myself. And then March 12th, shutdown happened. The COVID shutdown happened. But I was already going to move across the country. So I was dealing with a breakup with COVID, and I was now moving across the country to another state.
Are you saying that you were having a crisis of initiation?
Yes. Yes.
Where all of reality converged on you. Thank you.
Yes, I would say that's exactly what happened.
Okay. Also, to our sacred audience, have you ever known that moment where like reality just kind of converged on you, and COVID happened, and the breakup happened, and you came here for this thing, but it didn't work? Like, yo! And it's as if the universe took you like a little ball of clay and said, we have other plans for you. Oh, well, did you resist it? How much did you resist this?
You know what? I didn't actually resist it. I was like, I think the breakup actually was like, well, now I definitely have nothing left in LA.
See. Okay. So wait,
I had a Hail Mary. I literally cold emailed every agency in Los Angeles, and I was like, if I don't get it, I'm just gonna do all the emails, and if I don't get one email back, and I didn't, I'm moving to Georgia. Like, I'm going. And at that point, I was basically like, I feel complete. I was very at peace about leaving LA. And then even when COVID happened, I think I felt this intuitive feeling like, oh, okay, I really need to leave. And I was right, because Georgia was very different than California. And I'm very grateful that I was in Georgia during COVID. So I
can imagine. I know everyone in Georgia was kind of renegade.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, this thing is not even happening. We don't wear masks here.
No, it was so chill. And all my friends and all my family in California, it was like they were in prison compared to me. So I actually feel like I was spiritually guided, and I didn't know that in the moment. But then when I got to Georgia, COVID had happened, and I got it with a great agency, but then the industry was just shut down because it was COVID. So I was like, all right, I'm in Georgia. I guess I'll just see what I can do and like start living my life here and heal my broken heart. And then I met someone else there, started something, and it was a very like crazy fast relationship that was not at the right time. And then that ended. And when that ended, in a culmination with being in Georgia and just being in the industry, I feel like a combination of those two heartbreaks and the fact that I was in Georgia and had a lot of time to sit and to think and to heal, I really reevaluated my life. And I was starting to get auditions, like virtual auditions, and they were just for roles that did not excite me. And I didn't feel like, I'm like, is this what I should be doing with my life? And I had an existential crisis. I actually, like, it was a whole paradigm shift with acting, with like movies, TV, like that was my comfort. Like that's what I lived for. And I would start watching these things, and I was going through like these breakups and like learning more about attachment styles and how to cope with, like what is a healthy relationship, and everything I was seeing on TV and in movies and all the movies I used to watch was so unhealthy and was
it's like the most unhealthy. That's what I think is funny, is like what's displayed to us is actually massively sick. And then we're over here being like, let me duplicate that. And it is fucking gnarly. Hold on. There's something. Did you see the comment from Stephanie? She said COVID happened and my dad was sick and passed. And then my partner of 16 years moved across the country and cheated on me. And so I'm not saying it's the same thing as you, but Stephanie, did you also have a crazy initiation in 2022? Because a lot of us did. And like the structure of our lives as we knew it just kind of went bleh. And my question to you now, Stephanie, is, are you better on the other side of those losses? My interpretation of something that happened during the COVID era was that we differentiated greatly. And my observation is that some people experienced the COVID epidemic and felt like it was the greatest suffering. And for myself, and I don't know about you, Alexa, but that COVID differentiation, I felt like it was one of the greatest things that had ever happened to me for a lot of reasons. I even had COVID twice. I will be honest with you. I'm unvaccinated. I had COVID twice. I'm healthy as a horse, a healthy horse. And everything that happened during COVID actually accelerated my capacity to do more and be well. And I'm curious if you resonate with that at all. And I'm speaking to you, Alexa. Okay, and don't worry, I bookmarked where we were before I read that comment.
All good. Stephanie, I'm giving you so much love, by the way. Like, I think COVID was an initiation for all of us. And some of us were like forced to rise and to grow and to shift and really be with ourselves. And then other people, I think, numbed. And I think people went to two different like parts of the spectrum. I would say for me, it was one of the best experiences in my life, but I did have a lot of suffering that happened, but I'm very grateful for it. I grew so much, and the trajectory of my life completely shifted. And it's one of the best shifts I've ever made in my life. It changed me as a person. Sorry, I can't hear you. Oh no. There we go. I can hear you now.
All right. So Stephanie already did respond, and she said that her guides were giving her many messages and that she is better, and she met someone now who is right for her.
Oh, yay.
So I would say COVID also really served Stephanie. And then she said, thank you, which I appreciate. Thank you, Stephanie. And then somebody said here, my dad passed during COVID. All my friends of 10 years fell out, and it was a devastating loss. But better now, it wiped out all my fake friends. And listen, Erica, that was what I think that era was supposed to do. Wipe the slate clean. I'm really glad that happened for you, Erica. Congratulations. And also, Stephanie, congratulations on your new love affair. And I don't even know if it's possible, Stephanie, but post us a photo of you and your lover. I want to see it.
Yes, I would love to as
Put
well.
it in the comments, babe. Okay, back to you, Alexa. I'm enjoying how the culture is reacting to you. So we go back to, hold on. I'm thankful for COVID, as I never would have been able to spend time that I did with my husband, who passed 3 years ago. Yes, Michelle, that's what I'm talking about. For certain people, COVID was actually a prayer answered. And how we interacted with it is a prayer answered. And I'm so glad that COVID provided you with the opportunity to spend time with your loved one before his passing. And also, I'd like to say a call and condolences to his passing.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Michelle, but I'm glad you got that time with him.
See, Mish, agree, Suri. Girl, I agree with you too. Okay, Alexa, thanks for letting me read the comments and come back to us. So, all right, so we're in COVID, you are in Georgia, and you're like, wow, I've gone through 2 heartbreaks. I came here for a certain specific reason, but it's not quite working out as I thought, is where I think we left off.
Yes. Specifically too, I was doing a complete deconstruction of what I thought my purpose was here. Like I thought my purpose was to be an actor and to be a storyteller, to to put things on the screen that give people comfort and love. And what I realized was that I didn't want to be part of the system anymore with Hollywood, because everything I saw, it's like the rose-colored glasses got taken off, and everything I saw felt very toxic relational dynamics, just really like a lot of violence. A lot of the auditions I was getting was to play a prostitute or to like really like sexualize my body. And that's why I became a filmmaker. Like I had been a filmmaker and like made my own stuff, and that was still something that I was open to do. And at some point, who knows where life goes, like I would still be open to telling a story that is mine to tell. But I realized that I want to help people, and I don't think this is the avenue to do that. And what is actually going to make me happy? Being on set for 12 hours a day in an industry that's super toxic and not reciprocal, or doing something else that feels more aligned. And at that time, to heal my heart, I had been doing a lot of breath work, and I'd been doing it for multiple years. It had already been a big part of my life and a big part of my journey, because it was a big part of my healing. So a training came up that one of my mentors in LA was doing. So I decided to do it. And right after that training was done, it's like something overcame me. And I was like, all right, I got to do this. And I was in Georgia, where the type of breath work that I teach, the somatic transformational breath, it wasn't in Georgia in 2020 Like I couldn't find it anywhere. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 people that I found that was doing it.
You were a renegade rebel.
Yeah, I was like, let's bring breathwork to the South. Let's go. So I just started doing it. And during COVID, I was taking it to the park. We were doing stuff in the park, and then things started opening up. And I found a way to start my business during COVID in Atlanta and started taking clients. And yeah, I started my business, and it kind of opened me up to energy work and to the spiritual realms. And you were a big part of that. I did one of my second ayahuasca ceremony with you, and you healed my relationship with ayahuasca in a really big way.
Well, what I think is funny is how we met was because you had an ayahuasca ceremony that was confusing to you, and someone told you to call me.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then we had a handful of calls, and if I can reiterate what I remember, you were like, I went in trying to heal my relationship with money, and everything that I got in my Aya ceremony had to do with my mother. And I said, yeah, but do you see how that's the same?
I do now.
Do you see how your relationship with your mother actually is the basis for you healing your relationship with money? Unfortunately, because money is a primary relationship. It's a primary relationship, and it's a reflection of your primary relationships, like your mama. And so I remember we had, I want to say it was 3 calls. I can actually vividly remember where I was sitting when I spoke to you for the first time. I was sitting on a golf course in Southern California in my ex-girlfriend's condo community. And I walked out, and I was sitting under this tree, and I was talking to you, and you were telling me about how you were like, I thought I was going to work on money, but I worked on my mom. And I was like, same, right? That's not exactly what I said, but I was like, yeah, same, right?
It all comes down to our parents.
I'm sorry, but it does.
It really does.
Oh my God. Like, what happened with you and your mom? Like, let's talk about it. And even if you think that your relationship with your mom is good, let's talk about it. Hold on. Baby girl, take a look at the comments and see if there's anything you want to shout out at.
All right.
Very well stated, Suri. Vivian, I receive
Yes.
it. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I hope your daughter is better now.
See, there was a comment about someone's daughter, having an autoimmune flare-up during COVID. And oh yeah, okay, so it says my daughter's immune condition was in full swing during COVID, and it was horrible. All the ladies at work went crazy to Mish. So she's sharing a story. But what I want to say to Benno from Oz, 1975. Hey, Benno from Oz, 1975. I'm curious if you would be open to reaching out to me on a personal experience, because I grew up with an autoimmune disorder. I grew up having arthritis, and that's a condition that is irreparable and you can't reverse. However, if I go get blood work now, I don't have arthritis. And what I learned in my early 20s was that my autoimmune disorder had to do with energy, emotions, and boundaries. And I didn't really know that at the time. But when I was 12, I was diagnosed with arthritis. This hand specifically was so swollen, like my whole thumb region, like this whole thumb joint, swell up till there was like almost no gap between my pointer finger and thumb. And they told me I had this diagnosis and that all my joints would become decrepit and that I would be ill for the rest of my life. And I am here to tell you that that is no longer the case for me. And part of my, conversation is that illnesses are not what we think that they are. especially autoimmune disorders. And autoimmune disorders often have to do with the positioning in the family constellation and the amount of emotional upheaval that we're allowing ourselves to consume to keep the peace for the rest of us. So I want to be really kind, Benno, but I would be curious if there were external factors of stress for your daughter that may have asked her on a subconscious level to accept the brunt of frustration and stress that she kind of took into her body that created an autoimmune disorder. And with that said, myself and a few of my friends are autoimmune disorder warriors. So let us just be absolutely and completely done with that fairy tale that our immune system would attack itself. It won't and it wouldn't. And that's not actually what's occurring. There's something energetic going on that needs to be addressed. And I wish someone told me that when I was 12. So I am here to represent to you that that's not real and it is reversible and you can overcome it. So, Benno, reach out to me for more specific information. I would be more than happy to help you. However, and this girl over here, hold on. How do I point at you? There we go. This girl over here, she also has some skills to support the process of autoimmune dysfunction healing. And she's going to tell you about it right now through her breath work. Okay, Alexa, go, baby.
Oh, I mean, that's beautifully said, Suri. And Benno, I'm so sorry about your daughter. And I don't know the specifics of that, but I have worked with a lot of clients in the breathwork space, and it is a lot of stuck emotions in the body. So what I help clients with is releasing just stuck energy in the body. And if that stays stuck for a long time, it can turn into illness. It can turn into chronic disease. And I've seen a lot of progress with clients who do breath work and other modalities that just move the energy and move the feelings, move the emotion. Because if something is not being fully felt in the body, it's going to stay there. And then it manifests into something else.
See.
And I wish I knew that as well.
Well, it reminds me, for those who are listening, please read The Body Keeps the Score.
Yes.
Oh, what a great book. And that's what Alexa is a trained practitioner in supporting humans to release what's trapped in the tissues. And hold on, I'm sorry, the comments are coming in and they're so good, but I'm going to not be distracted. I want to know what is some of the most interesting stuff that you have seen come out during breath work. And I also want to acknowledge that someone on here said I look like Gwyneth Paltrow, and I received. Okay, so Alexa, what are some of the things that you've seen released by people, including yourself, through this powerful practice of breath work that you provide?
Oof. Oh man, I mean, that question's so loaded because there's just so many different there's been so many different things that have happened.
I can only imagine, but give me your favorites, babe.
Woo! I would describe many of the more intense experiences as a somatic exorcism. And
yes,
so I have had clients just completely shake and move and convulse in their body, screaming, yelling, shouting, anywhere from that to just to very deep, intense emotions that are really, really intense in the moment, but feeling so much better after. And it is a lot to hold. But once people go through that space and go through feeling that, I've seen a lot of really big, significant shifts in them, myself included. I mean, I can speak on my own experience. I have had some of the most transformational, profound experiences of my entire life that if any of you are familiar with ayahuasca, that have been as powerful or more powerful than an ayahuasca experience. And what I will say about breathwork specifically too, and no I'm no shade on plant medicine. Like I love plant medicine, but I will say,
I love this because it's so true. I think there's just different paths to arrive at the same place. And when I hear about you holding breathwork space, for me, I'm like, that's the same as serving medicine. Like you're holding people while they're exploding and deconstructing. Like that is a huge space to hold.
yeah, thank you. I mean, it's
No shade on plant medicine, and
I do plant medicine. It's amazing. And I will say something that's really special about breath work that I really love is that you're doing it in a sober state. So you don't have to rely on a external substance to give you the clarity and the answers that are already inside of you, that are already coming from you, from your intuition, from your body. And it anchors into your body in a way that gives you way more autonomy and way more power.
Are you saying that all the answers you seek are inside you?
Yes, I am. And that's what I like to clarify when I am holding space in these containers. If someone like is coming to me for advice is, and I think that is the responsibility as us as like space holders, is that like giving it back to them and like giving the power back to them and just guiding them gently to find those answers within themselves.
See, I don't know about you. I had a Christian upbringing, and sometimes I fall upon those same Christian lines of like, the kingdom of God is within. And with things like breath work and or plant medicine, I think it is pointing at that. Actually, everything you've ever been seeking is right here. And the kingdom of God is within you. It's just about, I think that us in the human race in modern times have completely lost contact with it. And breath work seems to be one of the tools through which that we can get back to the kingdom of God that is within us. And that is both a statement and a question.
A question for me? Yes. Agreed. I agree.
What do you think? Is the kingdom of God inside, and is breath work one of the ways that you find it?
Absolutely. And I think it's a beautiful combination of like really looking within and bringing your power back to yourself. And you are releasing natural DMT in your body. You are having that connection to God, to spirit, to God. Mm-hmm. So you are experiencing God and finding the answers within. So I think that is the perfect description for it.
See. Okay. So to recap really quickly, you were like, I want to be an actress. And you moved to Georgia and you're like, I'm going to be an actress. And then as you got into the field, you were like, wait a second, I'm a prostitute? Like, you want me to play what? I'm sorry. No. And you had already experienced breath work, and now you were in a place in the world in which that was not normal. So you got trained and began to teach it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so you went from being, I'm going to be an actress, to suddenly being a breathwork facilitator, which is not that different from being a plant medicine practitioner. It's let us open the biggest chasm within you and clear your system. God damn, that's cool, baby. Okay, so that is where we are in your story. So you became a breathwork facilitator. You were living in Georgia. Something that I remember about you is that like you moved to Florida for a while and then came back to Georgia and then went to Texas.
I moved to Florida for 3 weeks. Oh, Mish, I saw that you said, is there a simple breath exercise we can do? We can. I'd be happy to do one at the end.
Okay, baby girl, answer this question and then teach us something. I think all the people want that.
Okay, let's do something. Yeah. We'll do something fast. Yes, I moved to Florida for a minute and moved back to Georgia for love. I came back to the love of my life, and
you love.
I love love. So I reconnected with a lover, and but I'd already was on the move to Florida, and I was there for 3 weeks, and I moved back to be with him, and then we moved to Texas together. So yeah, I followed my heart, and it was the best decision I could have made. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. and also your beautiful transformation. Okay, so let's see. BTW, Gwyneth Paltrow is widely considered a spiritual person, having publicly embraced the path. Oh, listen, Michelle, I'm aware of Gwyneth Paltrow. Also, Gwyneth Paltrow does a lot of yoni and pussy medicine, which also I'm a huge component of. If you don't already have a pussy egg to strengthen your inner lining of your womb, get one. I will support Gwyneth Paltrow in that sentiment. And I'd like to reiterate to my dear friends that Acts of Awakening isn't usually a show where we do readings, but I do see your request. And here's what I shall say. If you stay, hold on, we're getting a call.
So sorry. Let me put
If you stay tuned, generally the content that comes up and out is for you. So Alexa is going to help us conclude our show, which I think has been quite fun. And thank you so much, everyone, for contributing in the comments and playing with us. But I would really love to invite Alexa to actually share with us a breathwork practice that can support us in our health and well-being. Kelly Brickle, while she does this, do you mind making her the main focus in the screen? And that way I can kind of sit back and also receive. Stephanie, you're welcome.
All right. Okay, so let's do, this is one of my favorites. It really gets you into the body pretty fast. So we're going to do a 2-part breath, sitting straight up. And the breath looks like this. So you're breathing in to the top of your head, and then you're breathing out. And I'm going to count to 30. Okay, we're going to do 30 counts of this breath. And then at 30, we're going to hold the breath at the top of our head and hold for as long as you can, and then release. And then we'll come back to our normal nostril breath in the nose and out the nose, and just kind of be in a meditative state to just kind of ground the energy. So let's get started. If everyone's sitting down, close your eyes, connect the base of your body to the earth. And just take a couple deep breaths in your nose and out your nose. And then I'm going to count to 30 breaths. And when I do, you can start that breath, bringing that breath from the root of your body to the top of your head and breathing out. So let's start that breath in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, halfway there, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 10 more, 21, 22, 23, 24, almost there, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and then take one more deep breath. Sip, hold at the top of your head, and clench your fist, clench your body as you hold. And then release when you're ready. And then just come back to your nostril breath. Just letting all that energy settle in your body. Listening to your body, being present with your body. Breathing in your nose and out your nose. Just take 2 more breaths in your nose, out your nose. 1 more. And coming back when you're ready. Feel a little lightheaded still, so take your time coming back. But this is one of my favorite breathwork practices to like immediately get you into the body and move some energy. So. Feeling tingly.
Aha, me too. I feel tingly. Thank you. That was perfect. And a good reminder to practice this more regularly. Thank you, Alexa.
You're so welcome. Thank you for
See.
having me.
Well, I have what are the benefits of doing breath work, love?
Oh, there's so many. Like
See.
nervous system regulation, sleep, stress. I know we talked about chronic illness earlier. It can really help to move energy and to get to the core issue of like things that are actually happening somatically and physically in the body. So, but I would say on an emotional level, I mean, the biggest thing I think is just really reconnecting with the body and things feeling less overwhelming. Like
Yeah.
you just feel a little more able to do life and to be present with life and to be grateful for life. And
it's a big medicine. Like what I find interesting about breath work is like whatever the ailment is, it will most likely heal it. Also, I want to acknowledge that Scott's here. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott. Oh, hey. Scott is amazing. He's a breathwork practitioner too. He did my breathwork training not too long ago.
Yeah. Scott, bro, call me later. I love you so much.
Love you, Scott.
See, I remember this story that I learned when I was studying yoga about this guy who had this chronic illness in his life, and he went to every doctor imaginable. And then he started going to healers, and he ended up in India sitting at the feet of a guru. And the guru said, all your problems would be easily solved if you just were to breathe. What if the problem is that you're just not breathing? And I can attest to that like 90% of my success as a healer is just getting people to breathe and remind them the inhale is the intaking of life. The exhale is an exertion of what you don't need anymore. And if you got intentional about it and said, I'm breathing in life and I'm letting go of what I don't need, you would be more well than you know. Mm-hmm. But the chances are that 90% of people are walking around holding their breath without even realizing that they are.
I mean, I'm in breathwork. I do this for a living, and I still have to remind myself every day. Amy, I see your question. I want to answer that really fast. So
yes, Alexa, I love that you read. Usually I'm the reader of the quotes, but you go, baby. Answer the question.
She asked, what is the reason I feel tingling, a tingling sensation in the body? Mm-hmm. So that particular style of breathwork we did is moving energy from the body. So it's actually your body feeling the energy moving. And on a more scientific physical level, we are manipulating the carbon and oxygen in the body to initiate that movement. So that's why that tingling is happening on the physical and then the energetic level.
Thank you for taking the question and answering it. And I remember, Alexa, I wonder if you can speak on this. We didn't even get to your music today. So I know, I feel like I need to have you back on just for that. But I remember the first time I ever did this breath work that you're teaching, I had full lobster claws and my arms raised into the air. And I was laying there on the floor uncontrollably like this. And then I started sobbing. So why is that one of the responses of breath work?
Yeah. So I actually,
hold on, I have to get over here.
This is a big thing I teach in my training too, is to give people that heads up before we go into a full somatic session, because it can feel like a very traumatic, alarming feeling if you don't know what's going to happen. And so what that thing is, what that sensation is, it's called tetany. So on the physical level, because we're releasing so much energy from the body, our heart, so our heart meridian is connected from our heart to our ring finger here and our ring finger here. So we're moving on our chest, our lungs, through our heart. We're moving all this energy, all this energy, all this energy. And if there's a lot of stuck energy in the body, it'll accumulate in our hands. And what I like to describe when people are doing breath work with me is like to imagine it like you have energy balls in your hands, like you're an actual superhero. And what can happen is it gets stuck. And a lot of that can happen when people are doing breathwork for the first time because their body's not used to it. So it's a very common sensation to happen, especially for your first couple of times and if you're dehydrated. So
see, I was definitely dehydrated when I did it. Yeah.
So on a physical, just practical level, if you drink a lot of water beforehand, you can kind of circumvent that happening. But if you know it's happened, if you know it's a possibility and it can happen, there's ways to work with it. And what I like to say is that you have energy balls in your hand, and like what you did, like moving it up and just like moving the energy like on a somatic level, like helping to move it with the breath. So, but that's a physical level. And then on the energetic, I feel like a lot of it gets moved, and that's where it kind of can get stuck or accumulated in the body. So
something I want to speak to as I'm reading the comments, like Lisa said, help with pancreatitis. And then there were some other comments about autoimmune disorders as well as other things. And Alexa and I cannot claim to technically heal those things. However, I can speak from personal experience within my own life that those things are not a permanent condition for you to live lifelong with, and or it can be sublimated to a point that it is not so consuming to your existence. One of the ways to heal that is with Alexa and with the breath work. And you can hire her, and her website is going across the bottom here. You can hire her and she will do breath work with you individually, and it can actually start to heal and reverse and supplement your well-being in ways that you might not even be able to imagine. Similarly, I do emotional release work, and that's how I healed myself from autoimmune disorders, was realizing that I was holding unnecessary emotional baggage from my ancestral lineage. So if you have commented any of those things in this video, please feel free to reach out to Alexa or myself to get the skills and tools in this physical incarnation to stop suffering from some of these diseases. And again, I don't want to claim that we have a cure or an antidote, because technically I'm not allowed to because of the FDA. And it works. So please reach out if there's something that you've witnessed today, and let us know how we can be supportive to your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. And it's my intention to have Alexa back on. I don't know about my next episode. I have to check to see if she is available, but I want her to come on for an entire episode about her music, because her breath work and her acting skills took the show today.
I would love to talk about my music. And a big part of that musical journey happened with breathwork. I feel like I opened my voice a lot, and I actually didn't do music at all until breathwork was a bigger part of my life. So Scott, thank you so much. He was talking about the breathwork facilitator training. I'm doing another one in June, by the way. So if anyone's on here that is a practitioner or wants to deepen their practice with breathwork, I will be doing another breathwork facilitator training this June. So if anyone is interested in that, please connect with me and contact me. And
Mish, I want to comment on Alexa and Suri. Yes.
Yes.
We are your operating systems.
Do you remember that joke we had about like we need to do like a joint facilitation? Like,
I'm very aware of Alexa and Suri being the primary operating systems of the AI, and that we're currently right now on this show, and we are, yes, and actually, like, yeah, I think we're that intelligent. And so, like, yes, we are the Suri and Alexa of the world.
And Mish, to answer your question, I get it on a daily basis.
I also get it on a daily basis. Okay, so Alexa and Suri, okay, baby girl, will you sign us off with one piece of advice that people can use to remember their breath throughout the day?
When you're breathing,
hold on. I'm sorry, I'm giggling because Mish was like, "Where's Google?" And I want to be like, Google's my turtle. Like, we have Suri, Alexa, and Google. Okay, that was just too funny. I kind of forgot that we were Suri and Alexa.
Oh my God, hilarious. I should get commission from Amazon. Man, I would never need to work a day of my life again.
We both should. We should be like, excuse me, I think you stole my identity.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, a little tip. This is a tip I give my clients. So if you're a shallow breather, if you're just lying down, if you have a book, and if you just put it on your belly and you take some breaths and do that a couple minutes a day, it will really help with your shallow breath, to really take long, deep, intentional breaths. And you'll notice how shallow your breath is when you actually start doing that exercise. So little tidbit to help to deepen the breath.
Can I throw one in too?
Yes.
All right. So I really like this when I get stressed or whelmed. You guys join me, if you will, from afar, because I can't see you, but I think it would be cute. I utilize this.
That's good for singing too, by the way. All you singers out there.
See, and I can't tell you, like, it doesn't matter how stressed I might feel in a moment. If I can do that, one, I don't know if you've noticed, but if your face is tense, you can't release the lips. And so that's your first sign that your face is like holding too much tension. And then you have to relax the face muscles, which tells your entire body to relax. And then you go and you shake. And if you've ever seen a dog, like when a dog is stressed out, they go to release the stress. Same with cats. Any mammal, when they get stressed, they go and then they're fine and they move on. You're a mammal and you have access to the same thing. And you can just go reset the system and move on. It would be my dream if I saw more people in the regular humanity, just in the grocery store, looking at peanut butter and getting a little overwhelmed by how many nut butter options they have and being like, and not have that be a weird thing.
Last one of my favorite things too. Just take a deep breath and they'll feel a lot better.
Wait, okay, can we do it one more time? But like everyone who's watching will do
it all
together.
Let's all do it together.
Let's do it together. Okay.
All right.
Okay, Alexa, if you're open to it, come back in 2 weeks. I want to ask you about your music. All who are watching, please come back for round 2, where we actually get to hear about her music and her lyrics, because her brilliance consumed the entire hour, which I'm not surprised. She's pretty fucking brilliant. So please go to her website, Breathing Back to You. You can also find her on Instagram. Baby girl, what's your Insta?
Alexa Shackelford. So it's just my name. And
Alexa Shackelford.
yes.
Please find her and engage with us, play with us, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Also, Scott, it's always good to see you. Mish, thank you for everything. Labyrinth Creation, it's always good to have you here. Thank you for coming again and again. And Vivian, my sweet girl, I saw you in here, and it's always an incredible honor that you're here to witness my shows. I can scarcely find the words to give you gratitude for always being present to support me. And I'm extremely grateful. So with that being said, peace be with you. And may you be safe, may you be happy, may you be well, may you be loved.
Love you all. Thank you for coming. And thanks for having me, Suri. This was so fun.
Always, Alexa.
All right.
Alexa.